Hi, Dr. TJ Dixon, your intuitive guide to transformation, connecting to your best life. Today's message is about how to live out the blessings of 2020. Now, for you who's watching this video, I know you're probably thinking, how are there blessings in 2020? How are there blessings in living through this ongoing pandemic, at least here in the US? How are there blessings in being in quarantine or partial quarantine, or maybe you aren't able to work the way that you're used to being able to work? Maybe you can't see your family. As I am filming this is 2 days after the holiday called Thanksgiving. And even for people who don't celebrate this holiday due to the origins of it, and I can understand that. But for a lot of people, the holiday is not about the roots of it. It's about having a day off where everybody in your family maybe can get together and you can finally see extended family that you don't get to see on a normal basis. This year, though, it's been different. I know for me and my family, it's been different. And even as I still prepared a meal and cooked a meal for just my immediate family, for my kids, my husband, I had waves of grief, waves of sadness that came through, times when I had to stop, when I was maybe in between preparing different types of meals, and I was in tears because I missed my extended family so much. And some of them live 20 minutes from me. But I knew that because, with social distancing and trying to make sure we're safe, not so much for me, but for them, as we have some people in the family who have asthma or maybe somehow um, immunocompromised. It just was different times when it was sad. And then with my mother being that she has transitioned and wouldn't be joining us, and I'm having pictures pop up on Facebook and on my phone, reminding me of photos we took 3 years ago where there's in the center is my mom and all these family members surrounding me that I knew would not be able to join me this year. It was tough, waves of grief. And maybe you're going through some of that. But what this video is about is the blessings and the benefits, even within all of this. Not so much about what we don't have, but what we can have and what we do have. So today was a really great day. I actually did something new. And that's what I'm saying. Do something new that you normally would not do. And perhaps this new opportunity comes up because we're living through this time we're in. And so my new thing that I did today is we had a Zoom call with cousins, first cousins that I had, some of them I haven't met, others that I have met, I haven't seen in a really long time. I'm talking about them being little kids or me being a little kid. And they were my first cousins and my only living uncle on this call, and a sibling of mine who I couldn't spend Thanksgiving with. And it was just really, really great. It was one of the first times we'd actually had a family reunion, whether in person or as today's was on Zoom. And we would get together for different events throughout the years, but never have we just come together just as this family for a reunion. And no one had passed away, and it wasn't anybody getting married, or it was only part of the family and all of this. So it was really, really awesome to do that. And so I say to try something new because I enjoyed that so much. The other thing is that with this time, what else can you do new? My hair. It doesn't look that great right now, but my hair, I cut my hair and I have not had hair probably this short um, since I was probably a baby, where I actually wore it. And I like my shorter hair. Um, this pandemic has given me an opportunity to slow down enough to really look myself in the mirror and say, hey, how do you want to look? And I had thought about actually getting a haircut like this, getting a pixie cut. Jeez Louise, probably a couple of years now. But I never did it because it was just off to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it was enough of a slowdown to where I could really start to nurture me and pour into me. And this is the year. I mentioned this in another video that I do a vision board every single year. And one of the theme, I always get a theme for the year. And the theme for 2020 for me, when I did that vision board at the end of 2019, was this was a year for me to nurture me. And it makes so much sense. And so with this slowdown happening, it gave me an opportunity to really look at me and say, how do you want your life to move forward? How do you want it to look moving forward? Part of it for me was doing something new, like cutting my hair like I had wanted to. I wore my hair longer for years because that's what I was told how I needed to wear my hair. And that's what was beauty and all of this kind of stuff. I like my short, sassy hair right now. So it's little things like this and also big things. Recently, I even had to just let go of the rope. That's what I call it when I'm in relationship with someone and there seems to be a tension between the two of us, or maybe I'm trying to connect to them and hold on to them and they're not reciprocating. And sometimes, even if it's a close relationship, you just got to let the rope go and see how things pan out. And that's new for me, kind of. I've done that in the past, but surrendering quicker, surrendering before I'm actually really upset, surrendering before I'm turned off, but just saying, you know what, it is okay. Everything is going to work out. All is well. I think letting go of those burdens or letting go of that stress quicker has been a new thing that I've done this year. That anything that's, it seems like I'm in conflict with, or it's an opposing force, just being able to release that a lot faster and say, you know what, that's okay, all is well, and move forward. And I think I've done that too because I really don't have time this year for all of that. It has been a very, very heavy, the energy has been heavy this year. But that's because we're going through transition and we're going to next level. And you cannot, it will be very difficult. It's like flying up. You cannot afford to be bogged down with baggage that is not serving you. And so it doesn't matter. So even for me, when I cut my hair, I'll go back to that. I believe in your hair, it holds energy. And as my hair was being cut off, and it cut off the back and cut off the sides, and it was just falling down around me, I could feel energetic weight just falling off from me and falling off from me and falling off from me. Because I had held on for so long to this old belief that I had to have hair a certain length. In order for me to look right, in order for me to look beautiful, in order for me to look presentable. And I think that's very symbolic for anything else. So if you're holding on to old relationships, holding on to, maybe it's your career, it's your job, holding on to a belief, holding on to a thought, and it's no longer serving you, or they are no longer like serving you because the relationship is not what it needs to be, I encourage you to let it go. We're almost at the end of 2020, and this is a huge, 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 big, energetic, shifting year. So let it go. Let it go. And also do something new. Stop looking at what you can't do and look at what you can do. So for me, again, had this super cool virtual family reunion today that totally lifted my spirits. I might not could be with my family in person on Thanksgiving, but I could get on Zoom today and have a really good time. So that's number one. Do something new, and also let go of what no longer serves you. Psh, cut my hair off. That longer hair was no longer serving me. And I, most importantly, let go of the belief that I needed to have it to feel good about who I am and to be me, even though for years I didn't really think that. So that's all. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and give some encouragement, really on how we can find the beauty and the benefit to 2020. Thank you so much for watching. And may 2020 end in a very, very positive way for you. And may you live your best life.